Hello everybody, Russian Batman, back with another video. Sorry, I haven't been uploading for the past 2 weeks, I think. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. My bad. Sorry, I've just been busy. And I mean, I have been working on customs. The only problem is that a lot of these customs I've been working on, I would like to finish all of them and then show them all at once in sort of like a big video. I have kind of a a bigger sort of project in the works. I don't know if it's gonna work out, but I'm trying to make these figures to show off later. But I have been making some figures on the side, and that's what kind of random showcases are for the random figures I've made on the side of my other ones. And there's also one particularly large figure I've been working on that I'm probably going to show in my next video. And this is probably the one that's been taking the most amount of my time. You'll see it. It should be next video, hopefully. You'll know what I'm talking about when you see it next week. And yeah, it is a pretty cool figure, and I am pretty proud of it, but it just took a while to do. So I have been working on figures, but I apologize for the no videos for a little bit now. So let me just show off the figures I have for today. It's only really two. This first one is I wanted to crack at making a sort of classic Lego Ghost Rider. And the idea was basically, well, just basically the skull piece. I had this skull piece and I had a transparent orange head. And I'm like, how can I use this to make a Ghost Rider? I have made several Ghost Riders in the past, and I'll probably make several Ghost Riders in the future. I love Ghost Rider. I've never really read, I would say Ghost Rider is probably one of my favorite Marvel comic book characters, even though like recently he's really not been in much. So just for an example, for some Ghost Riders I have made in the past, and I do want to update some of these. I've made Cosmic Ghost Rider. I have made this cool Ghost Rider from an Ninjago headpiece, and this is kind of another like an experimental Ghost Rider. I recently made this Wolverine Ghost Rider. And I think do I have more? I had more. I think I might have destroyed them since then. But you get the idea. I really like Ghost Rider, and I want to make a classic Lego style. So kind of like what if Lego made a Ghost Rider in like the early 2000s when, like before they made Marvel, basically, kind of like the classic DC video game style, I guess. And this is what I came up with. So it is basically just a minifig head that is glued on to another minifig head, transparent orange one. And I was thinking this would be like a separate piece you would put on, and it would just kind of give some height to the flame, and it would allow you to kind of, the idea is to customize it. So you could add like damn, that was a loud car. I don't know if you heard that in the background. You could add like this flame piece, or where's the other like classic flame piece? I'm struggling to find it. I know I have it somewhere here, but the idea is that you could take it out and you could put like a different, they didn't have this candle piece back then. But you get the basic idea. And then I made the torso extremely, extremely simple, and the rest in black. Oh, here it is. Here's the flame piece. So you could, like said, you could do this flame piece. So he's like, really angry. And then the old flame pieces could connect to each other. So you could have like a big chain coming off his head. I was thinking, like I said, they probably wouldn't, give him a chain. Because back then, I don't think they used a lot of chain pieces. So he'd probably just be holding one of these classic flame pieces with one of these in his head. And like I said, it's not a great like figure on its own. But I think it's a cool concept for like what if Lego made a Ghost Rider way back then. And I think this is a fairly accurate depiction. It's a hypothetical depiction, but it is what it is. And yeah, that's the really only minifigure I have of this set. The other one's an animal. But last figure I have for this showcase is this tiger I made. Now, I don't know who to credit for this design. So this is obviously not a normal tiger. So this was, I think, based off correct me if I'm wrong on this. I think this design was based off a Twitter challenge. I think someone made a tweet, made an illustration of a tiger saying, I saw this tiger in my dream, and then everyone on Twitter started recreating it. Now, I don't use Twitter, so I found out about this trend through Instagram. And since it was on Instagram, when I saw it, that was a few months ago, I think, maybe a month or so ago. So it was probably already old by the time I saw it because, when stuff goes to different platforms, it sometimes takes a while. But or maybe it's not. I don't know. So I'm probably really late to the trend. But I recently purchased one of the jungle sets just to get this tiger piece, just to make this, because I just thought it was a really sick design with all these draping kind of black stripes on him, and the face just reminds me of kind of like a Japanese demon or something. I don't know. I just thought it looked cool and I wanted to make it. So I sculpted, as you can see, I sculpted a lower jaw, his lower jaw to be lower so he could have his mouth open. I do like how his mouth turned out. And then I also sculpted on these draping bits. I did 2 of them right there. The rest doesn't have any more, but the face has a few. Now, like I said, in the depiction, it was kind of draping all the way to the ground. I couldn't do that because I still want to, potentially move his head up and down and whatnot. And yeah, and then the rest, I just, like I said, painted on these drapes, so they're just going straight down. I didn't connect them on the top because Lego doesn't do printing on the top. I probably should have done them on the top just for consistency's sake, but I didn't want to figure out how to go through the stud and all that hassle. And plus, you're only really looking at them from the side and the front. And then that face, I do really like how those eyes turned out. Just those kind of Majora's Mask-esque eyes, and I think they looked really good. And then I gave him, like I said, a big muted color scheme. So I used, what's the color I used? I used this color to paint it all up. And it sort of represents, kind of represents like this Lego tone. As you can see, this one's lighter than that. And usually I'll lighten up my tone, but since I wanted to stay desaturated, I just kept it as is. And I really like how this looked, and yeah. So, and like I said, if you know who originally came up with this design, like I said, I'm not a Twitter user, please let me know. So, yeah. But, I think most people recognize this design that, are internet savvy, I guess. But yeah, if y'all like the video, please leave a like, subscribe, go watch that 2011 film Rango. And yeah, also we have a Discord channel. You can go join it. I mean, kind of dead. It's not dead. It's not dead at all. You should join it. It's thriving. It's a thriving community. Yeah. All right. Bye-bye. Enjoy. Ciao.